Donald Trump's New York City rally at Madison Square Garden was a disaster before he could get on stage, with weird rants from Tucker Carlson and Elon Musk and one comedian who made a joke about Puerto Rico that was just completely disgraceful. It was awful to start, and then Donald Trump got on stage. And it got so much worse from there. Of course, Donald Trump is always out of his mind and, quite frankly, losing it. But tonight was an exception. It was even worse. Donald was so deranged that at one point he left the crowd. Yes, his crowd of almost 20,000 people, completely silent with this strange diatribe that he went down, clearly in cognitive decline, clearly losing it, and we are going to check it all out. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it really means the world to me. Now let's get into this insane rally.
Kamala Harris is a train wreck who has destroyed everything in her path. To make her president would be a gamble with the lives of millions and millions of people. She would get us into World War III. We're very close to World War III. If you don't have a smart president, if you don't have a president that gets it, if you don't have a president that is respected by the other side, and they did respect us 4 years ago, they really respected us. Iran.
As you can expect, there was a lot of fear-mongering tonight from Donald Trump, both about immigration and World War III, even though Donald Trump is the one whose own generals don't think he should have the nuclear codes because he is so dangerous. But no, he is going to protect us. He's going to keep us safe. Sure, that's definitely going to happen. And like I said, a lot of fear-mongering about immigration too, and not so subtly, I might add, in this clip right here.
Kamala has imported criminal migrants from prisons and jails, insane asylums and mental institutions from all around the world, from Venezuela to the Congo. A lot of people are coming from the Congo prisons. They're coming from all over the world. Over the last month, 181 countries violated our laws. And she has resettled them into your communities to prey upon innocent American citizens. But the day I take the oath of office, the migrant invasion of our country ends and the restoration of our country begins.
I think we all know why Donald Trump invokes the Congo specifically as the country he would like to use to fearmonger with in this election. I think we can all guess the reason Donald Trump wants to do that. And it's just so gross. Even at this point, he started to say, and of course he always has, that people are coming from countries that you don't even know about, countries that no one knows, because he's just losing it. He's become more extreme, as we continue to see in this clip right here.
And I'm hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen or a law enforcement officer.
He is angry, he is aggrieved, it is all pouring out, he is losing his mind, and because Donald Trump was looking for someone to attack who was actually in the room, he turned to his favorite enemy, the enemy from within the arena, I guess, if we're even making jokes about that disgusting comment he continues to use, attacking the reporters there in this clip right here.
Is the fake news hearing that? Whoa! Look how much, wow, that's a lot of fake news. That is a lot of fake news. Look at that. Wow. That's got to be a record, Mr. Speaker. I think that's a record. That is a lot of fakers back there.
Trump really just went through all the hits, I guess you could call them, throughout this rally as he was really ramping up to get to his point of insanity. And it's so funny how downhill his brain went during this speech, considering what he said in this clip right here.
No one takes her seriously. Everyone knows she is a very low IQ individual.
Kamala Harris is not bothered by the ridiculous and just gross personal attacks that Donald Trump tries to levy against her. But do you know who is? independent voters, soft Republicans who are disturbed by the personal attacks that Donald Trump makes. So I say, continue, Donald. Continue lying and projecting about how Kamala Harris is a low IQ person when we all know that that's only the truth about you. And as we'll see throughout the rest of this speech, it is true that you speak at a fourth grade level. Donald, you are the stupid one. We know you are insecure. You don't have to keep projecting, and you don't have to keep lying like he did right here.
To his and her egregious hurricane response, the worst response in North Carolina and other states since Katrina, but I think it was even worse than Katrina. They haven't even responded in North Carolina. They haven't even responded. There's nobody. They don't see any FEMA. You know why? They spent their money on bringing in illegal migrants. So they didn't have money for Georgia and North Carolina and Alabama and Tennessee and Florida and South Carolina. They didn't have any money for them. They spent all of their money on bringing in illegal immigrants and flying them in.
Continuing to push a dangerous lie affecting communities in utter despair after a natural disaster. People's houses were ruined. Their communities were unsure what the next steps were in rebuilding. And what was Donald Trump's focus? Spreading conspiracies to try to win cheap political points. It's the only thing he cares about. He is willing to lie. He is willing to put people in jeopardy. And we were just talking about projecting. Donald Trump is the one who not only threatened to withhold disaster aid, and then in fact did from blue states or states with blue governors, because that's how he sees our country, always looking at political enemies, but he continues to threaten states in advance with Democratic governors if he's elected president. That's what he wants to do. He does not see a united country. He only sees his enemies, as he said exactly in this clip right here.
A massive, vicious, crooked, radical left machine that runs today's Democrat Party. They're just vessels. In fact, they're perfect vessels because they'll never give them a hard time. They'll do whatever they want. I know many of them. It's just this amorphous group of people. But they're smart and they're vicious. And we have to defeat them. And when I say the enemy from within, the other side goes crazy, becomes a sound. Oh, how can he say? No, they've done very bad things to this country. They are indeed the enemy from within. And
it really never stops with him, does it? Have his handlers not explained to him that the enemy from within comment is not really a winning message? Clearly not, or maybe they have tried to, but he cannot withhold his anger. He is just so enraged, so full of grievance. And I love the line that Kamala Harris delivered the other night, that Donald Trump has an enemies list, and it's all he wants to talk about. And all he would focus on, she has a to-do list of ways to make our lives better. That's what she's focused on. Donald Trump can't stay focused. And when he does, it's on his enemies. And when he doesn't, he's rambling and spewing out nonsense, as he did in this clip. And listen to how quiet this crowd is. Now, I've been to plenty of Knicks games, and I know how loud MSG can get. So the fact that it was this quiet during Donald Trump's rambling, a little insane.
all of your sons and daughters will end up getting a little notice. They'll say, Mom, Dad, what is this little green piece of paper? Ay, 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 darling, that's a draft notice. They're drafting you to go and fight in some country that I've never heard this country. I've never heard of this country before. Oh, no, I don't want my baby to fight. I don't want my baby to be killed. What they did in Afghanistan with those 13 great soldiers, I've gotten to know the parents so well, and leaving all of them.
What is he even talking about? Is he suggesting we're going to bring back the draft under Kamala Harris to fight some imaginary war? Even the people behind him are confused. They're always so willing to cheer on Donald Trump's calls for World War III, that we're going to be plunged into some state of global conflict because Kamala Harris, who has been by Joe Biden's side in restoring America's image on the world stage, is going to cause problems for us. Not the guy whose generals didn't trust him. Not the guy who, I always bring this point up, even Marco Rubio, an outspoken supporter of Donald Trump, still says he doesn't trust him with the nuclear codes because he's so dangerous. That guy? The guy who's saying this right here?
And everybody knows it, but, you know, I saw the other day a report that they issued that if we end up in a war with China, we cannot win. We're not strong enough. So I said to myself, assuming that's true, how stupid are you to put out a report like that? How stupid. Why would you put out a report? Then they'll say, oh, Trump is not truthful. No, I'm smart. You don't put out reports like that. And it's not true. We would kick their ass. It's not true.
Donald Trump is bringing up war with China in the same sentence as he's trying to say Kamala Harris will get us into wars, will get us into conflicts, something that he has no evidence of. I don't know what he's trying to point to. He is the one who is the disruptor of peace. This claim that Donald Trump, oh, no new wars, oh, it's a strength on the world stage. What they're really trying to do is to deflect from the truth that Donald Trump was a dangerous individual, and the only people keeping us out of conflict because of Donald Trump were the generals who are now calling him a fascist, calling him a danger to not just us domestically, but the entire world. That's what they're trying to distract from with that talking point. That's their message, is attacking the people who work for Donald Trump, because the people who work for Donald Trump know how crazy Donald Trump is. That's their closing message, is covering up, while Kamala Harris's closing message is looking forward, and that's exactly what she had to say right here.
There is a huge contrast in this election. Just imagine the Oval Office in 3 months. Picture it in your mind. It is either, but there's a choice that everybody has. So let's imagine it for a moment. It's either Donald Trump in there stewing over his enemies list, or me working for you, checking off my to-do list. You have the power to make that decision. It is your power. It is your power. So, 12 days. All right. So, okay, we got work to do. Okay, so Georgia, listen, it all comes down to this. We are here together because we know what is at stake. We are here together because we love our country. We love our country. And I do believe it is one of the highest forms of patriotism to fight then for the ideals of our country and to fight to realize the promise of America. That's why we are here. And as the great Congressman John Lewis reminded us, democracy is not a state, it is an act. So Georgia, now is our time to act, and together we will win. We will win. We will win. So, Election Day. Election Day is in 12 days, okay, 12 days. And early voting has already started. So Georgia, we need you to vote early. Please vote early. Go to iwillvote.com to get all the information you might need. Because folks, the election is here. It is here, it is upon us, and the choice is truly in your hands. Your vote is your voice, and your voice is your power. So Georgia, I ask you, are you ready to make your voices heard? Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
That is a message that we can get behind. That is a message we can support. And that is a message we're going to keep talking about on this show every single day. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video. And if you're stuck around to the end, you drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.